Yeah. What's going on? It's your boy DJ Mad Maverick. Yo, I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying your morning. I hope you guys are enjoying listening to the Goonies right now. Man, like I said, we have a big show coming up for you. But right now, we're going to get into one of the favorites. You guys have been calling in, sending emails. Looking forward to this lady going on the air. And you guys are calling it your number one website for travel and all other types of event when you're locked down by Sallie Mae. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is your boy DJ Mad Maverick, and you are listening to Monco Radio, and I am proud and excited to introduce to you the next segment. I believe this is the fourth session right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Thought Journal. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, what's up, KC? How are you? How are you doing?
Well, I'm feeling a little sluggish. I kind of had the last whole week off, Memorial Day, and school's out, so my schedule's a little kind of off. But I'm here. It's Monday. It's a great day.
So what you're basically saying is that you had a crazy lit vacation a week, and that's basically what you're saying.
Basically, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It was lit. It was lit and legit is what it was. It was lit and legit.
That's what's up. Well, once again, thank you for calling in and giving your post. I know the fans are excited and they love hearing what you have new. And I personally don't even know what this episode is going to be about, so I'm excited and I kind of like this feeling. So why don't you give a short, brief overview for those who are just tuning in and never heard Thought Journal at all? Why don't you give them a little introduction and get into your post?
All right. Well, so I am the founder and the creator of Thought Journal. I basically kind of gear it towards the people that are basically indentured servants to Sallie Mae. How can we live our life to the fullest? How can we figure out the things that make us tick in life when we're bogged down with student loans?
And what's the acronym
loans?
stand for?
Oh, Thought Journal. Yes, of course. So Thought Journal is an acronym. It means the how of ticking.
So it has nothing to do about strippers.
No, nothing about strippers. I could write about maybe how you could get a discount at a strip club depending on the city, but I don't think that would only kind of boost morale a little bit. That's not going to actively assist you in cutting down those student loans in half and paying them all off. But maybe sometime in the future it could really be about some thoughts. But yeah, so this is basically how to live your life to the fullest when you are bogged down with debt, basically. And I'm glad that I can talk about this segment because I'm stepping away from traveling just for a second because I want to talk about something else that is even more important than just traveling on a budget. It's even more expensive. This segment is basically about formulating and keeping a budget from month to month. There's this app that I started using. It's called Every Dollar, and there's a free version and then there's a paid version. And currently, I have found in my budget that I can do the paid version. It's only $9 a month. And what it does is this website, you each month construct your own budget down to, you start off with the income that you're expecting for that month. And then you break it down as far as your groceries, housing and utilities, any other extraneous things that you spend monthly, like whether it's your Netflix account. You can budget for clothing expenses. You can budget for eating out and travel. This website allows you to break it down as specifically as you want to. And they honor they have this motto, you need to make your budget equal zero, meaning you need to allocate your income, every single dollar of your income, to a section of your budget so that it equals zero. Once you've done that, that helps you to, number one, figure out, okay, I don't have any type of extra income going anywhere else. I know exactly where my money goes because I've narrowed it down to zero. I've made sure that all of my money has a home. So even if I have extra money somewhere, I can figure out how to visually allocate it to another part of my budget. The cool part about the Paid app is that what happens is you're allowed to track your actual expenses via your debit and credit card. So anytime your credit card is swiped, it automatically registers onto this EveryDollar account, and you're allowed to file that transaction according to whatever it is you used it for. So say, for example, you went to Quick Trip or Exxon and you got some gas. It was like maybe $19 or $20. Well, yeah, somewhere around in there. And you're allowed to log into your account on EveryDollar, and you're allowed to put that and file that as your gas money, and it lets you know how much you spent towards gas this month and how much is left. So that's really what I'm obsessed with right now, because it has helped me so much get back on track as far as my budgeting. I found out that I had like an extra $1,500 that I had no idea where it was because I had no budget. And so it was just going everywhere. Yeah, it was just going everywhere. And so now that I'm able to visually see, look, this is where all of my money is going, I know exactly what I'm spending my money on, and I'm not surprised by, oh, my goodness, I thought I had more money than this.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's going to be on Shop Journal coming up this week.
Oh, wow. And so now how long, because I know for me, I noticed, so I tried to go ahead and do my own budget, right? So I noticed that it's two things that I spend, actually, really honestly, one thing that I spend the most money on, and that's food. I never took in consideration, okay, because really, you go throughout the whole week, you spend, I know I'm a huge fan of Chipotle, right? So I'll go and I'll spend $15 at Chipotle. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll spend $15 at Chipotle one day, and then I might go somewhere else like Cracker Barrel or I don't know, any other place to grab something to eat. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not spending too much, $15 or $10 or $5. But then come to find out, it adds up at the end of the week. And it's I spent $75 to $100 on eating out when I could really eat at home. And then on top of that, now you have toll and all these other little small things. And I'm like, where is this coming from? So exactly. that app sounds amazing, and I am going to download it today.
Download it. There's a free version, and then there's a paid version. I like the paid version. It basically equals out to paying for Netflix per month, which I'm sure everyone can afford that. It's about $9 per month.
Okay.
And I mean, it just comes out automatically. But listen, it keeps me accountable because I'm just not frivolously swiping my card. It's like, oh man, I actually have to file all this stuff. Look at all this money that I'm spending on eating out. And that allows me to kind of edit my budget. Look, I know that this particular week or this particular month, I'm going to be traveling a lot. So the majority of my money isn't going to go to groceries. Most of it's going to go to eating out. So you're able to change it and really kind of tailor it to what your lifestyle is. And so I really love it. So that article will be up this week. So just keep it locked. Keep it
Okay. And so question. I know I have an issue, for example, with my bank. I love one of my banks. I love the other one I hate, but I just do it. Anyway, so one of my banks, great app, and a lot of the banks now, they have your app where you can go and you can look and you can see what you spent and everything like that. The only issue I have is sometimes when I use my credit card or when I use my debit card, it doesn't charge right away. So I try to be visual and constant with staying up on my budget. But when I go, it's okay, I charge it, but then I look on it that day and I might forget I spent money on this, that, and the third, and it doesn't pop up until the next day. So now does this app, is it good with real-time charges? As soon as I use it, I'll see it right there and it'll tell me what I spent it on and what to do?
Well, so here's the thing with this. The reason why it doesn't always pop up even on banks and it doesn't pop up immediately on this app, the reason why it doesn't pop up is because it's processing. So you know how a lot of times you can have a payment. So say, for example, you're paying rent, and this happens with me. When I put in my payment for rent, I get an email notification saying, oh, thank you for your payment of this, and this, but it's not drafted from my account until 2-3 days later.
Oh, okay.
So everything's always going to be delayed, and that I don't think has to do with the app. That really has to do with the company requesting the money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not, so money isn't always just zapped out immediately. That just doesn't happen. It takes about 24 hours to process, and this is pretty good about processing things within 24 hours, and sometimes, depending on what the transaction is, it'll take up to 2 to 3 days. But I feel like that's pretty accurate. So there's an online site which I use because it allows me every morning to just kind of get on, look at what I did the day, look at the damage I did the day before, file it, log off. But there's also a mobile app so that, you know, if you're out and about, which most people use their phones, you're able to do this over your phone.
Okay.
I mean, there's really no excuse. I mean, it really keeps you accountable. I've noticed that I'm very mindful of what I love to eat out, just like you. I'm very mindful of the money that goes out and that I use for eating out. And so that's why I'm always tweaking my budget just to make sure that I stay on track, because I do not want to be in any type of financial bind, because, look, I'm trying to go to Morocco, I'm trying to go to South Africa, and I can't do that if my budget is shot.
Exactly. And that's one issue. But I had to actually get used to it and kind of slow down. That's why, I'm starting to get, because I'm usually the type not to carry cash on me. Like, I do not like carrying cash on me, and because I just don't like having spare change. I just can't stand, unless it's in my car, I just can't stand having spare change. And so what I had to get in the habit of doing is having some type of cash on me, because of the fact that that delay with the charge. And I had to kind of get used and understand, it's not going to charge instantly. Like, there's been some incidences where I would pay for something and it's actually the bank is trying to regroup and get all the charges in order for the site and everything like that, and I would be like, oh wow, I have an extra $50 to $100, and it's like, nah, yeah, it's pending. It's like, nah, bro, it's pending. So then I spend that extra $50 or $100, and now I'm like overdraft, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what just happened? So yeah, but that program is, I'm definitely gonna download that app today.
One other quick thing that it does, it also helps you to allocate, like, look, you need an emergency fund, you need a savings, so it has tabs built in for those. And if you're in any type of debt, which, this is my bread and butter, any type of debt, it really orders your debt from smallest to largest, and it gives you suggestions on, look, you should pay this one down first. This is your extra, you have $300-400 extra dollars that you're not going to put in miscellaneous. Why don't you put that towards this debt and pay that off really quickly so that debt is eliminated?
Wow.
Moves you up to the next smallest debt. So it's very, very, very good. And I want to say there's this really well-known guy in the financial industry, and I can't place his name, but if someone were to say it, I can't remember what his name is for the life of me, but I'll have to ask my brother, because he's the one that referred me to this app. He uses the free version. He really likes it. I use the paid version. I really love it. It's definitely made my life a whole lot easier. It's kept me pretty honest.
Wow. Okay. Well, Casey, why don't you go ahead and let everyone know what your website is and how they can reach or get in contact with you.
All right, everyone. So if you're looking to get some thoughty journals under your belt, all you got to do is just check out my website, thoughtjournal.com. That's THOT, journal.com. And I pretty much post weekly, so just keep it locked.
All right. Well, thank you, Casey, again. We look forward to hearing back from you on Monday. And it's always a pleasure hearing your posts and everything like that, because I know it'll definitely help out a lot of students here. So I definitely appreciate it. And we look forward to hearing you next Monday.
Okay, sure enough. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Thought Journal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have her information, everything, go on her website and check it out. I mean, she has some pretty dope stuff, and she has a lot more things coming for you guys.